right, Shaq with the intro.
Yes, sir. We about to start. We about to start. And can somebody let me know if I sound clear on YouTube or any of y'all?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at her
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
now. You gotta talk because it's still. I still hear the music. Oh, never mind. I got it.
You got it?
Um, you're low.
What about now? There we go.
Oh wait, no. Put yourself back to where you were. I'm stupid.
I mean,
You're fine.
okay.
You're fine.
Okay. All right. If that's it. Morning, y'all. This is episode 10 of the new, renewed name of the podcast, the Chop It Up podcast. Um, just for a little heads up, our podcast now will be at on Wednesdays now. Due to our busy schedules and our lives for Mondays and everything else. So hopefully that doesn't affect like y'all's viewing time or whatever. But moving on, we got a lot of topics today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get through it. It's going to be kind of a short stream today. Once again, like a lot of life stuff going on, but we're going to do our thing today. All right. So first, let's start things off. What y'all been listening to?
So I heard the Larry June and Alchemist album.
Okay.
I mean Larry June and 2 Chainz album, and it's basically what I think Dewan told me that it Larry June's all relaxed and shit, all low energy, and then 2 Chainz is the one like basically carrying like on the energy aspect.
Yeah.
And the beats, I ain't gonna lie, the beats took like a back seat for me for what Alchemist was doing. I feel like 2 Chainz was like the star of this trio. You know what I'm saying? I got like two of my favorites and just dipped. I heard it like twice just to make sure.
Yeah.
And I also listened to JID again. Like the his past 2 albums,
Yeah.
and the singles. I think there were the singles with Gotti, right?
Yeah.
I heard those, and I honestly think that Jay got like has one of the best flows like currently.
I agree.
But yeah, that's what I was listening to this past week.
What about you, Dewan?
Well, I've been prepping myself for Carter 6, so I've been listening to Carter 5 all week, and I kind of look at that album differently. When it first came out, I was kind of like, and I was kind of like really critical on it,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's like going back to the album. The album is pretty dope, so I'm just kind of getting ready for Carter 6.
Dang, you know what? I should have. If we had more time, I should have added that to the topic too. But we could say that save it for next time, or we could save it for whenever the album drops. Doesn't really matter. For me though, I nothing too crazy. Like I said, I'll listen to like some of my older beats because I was still planning on releasing a few of them, along with some new stuff. Listen to some Drake, same as always. Ironically, Kendrick. You know, it wasn't nothing. Nothing was like really like hitting my line like that. Oh, I did give the Nav album a try. I don't know if anybody listened to Nav.
What the fuck? Why would you?
Bro, no. Actually, look, bro. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really listen to Nav like that either. You know what I'm saying? Cause like the last time I even gave any of his albums a chance was 2019, 18 or 19 or so. And I just thought the shit was just like pretty boring. He was just too, nonchalant or whatever. But I was watching like one of my YouTubers, Hello Yasin, and he was talking about like Nav and like, how he's like kind of representing for like Indian artists and stuff like that, so to say. And I was like, you know what? Let me give his new album a try. Because he was kind of talking about his album sales. It was kind of low or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a try. And when I listened to it, I was just like, yo, the beats are fucking crazy. Like what? Like, this nigga popping off, bro. Like he's doing his thing, and then I keep forgetting that Nav is a producer. You know, like it's not like he's not like on some Alchemist level or anything like that. I don't want to like really compare anything, but like the way like the production on that album, I think it's called Return to Rex Rex some Canadian place. I don't know, but like the album, like the beats were like really fucking crazy. It was kind of short, but like it was well worth it. Like it was well worth the listen to. So I recommend that album. I ain't gonna as
Cool.
look whatever y'all opinion on Novice. Like it. You know I get it, but just give that album a chance. He really did his thing on that one. But yeah.
Cool.
So what y'all
Dewan,
want to
what you been
start
listening
with?
to? Oh no, you said listen to me.
I mean, we can start in order because I think Trevin had topics first before me, or what?
No, you
What
had
y'all
topics
want?
first.
Did I? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we could just start with mine's at first. I'm gonna look in the pin messages. Oh, so I came up with a topic. What collab album you think should happen? So this is like a personal. This is everyone's personal opinion on this topic. Uh, everybody get to pick like what dream collab album would you want?
Um. Well, well, what I really wanted was the Country Cousins album. That's just probably fucking never happening. It was between Big Crit and Yellow Wolf, and all we have right now is like a song that represents that, and it's like I still go back to that sometimes, and like that's my or Big Crit and like fucking like just the whole like out just Big Crit and Outcast. I think that that would be pretty cool.
I agree.
Okay,
And
that's all. That's all you have.
uh, let me see. Oh, Ninth Wonder and Nas. I would like that, but or Nas on a whole bunch of J Dilla beats. But I don't really have like a rapper like collab album that I think would work all the way.
Okay, you should
Like
kill.
Man, the collab albums I wanted were mainly from like Kanye because well mainly like Kanye and a little bit of Drake because like I remember 2016 when he was working on Life of Pablo. Like the rumor was that he was supposed to do an album with hold on one second.
say Absol and Lupe Fiasco. That would be pretty
That
cool.
would be interesting.
My bad.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be nice.
My bad. Yeah, I remember that like, there was supposed to be an album between Kanye and Drake. It was supposed to be called Wolves or whatever the case is. Like yeah, so this is like during that Pablo era, and like I mean, despite the drama, they had some good chemistry music wise. I know some people are not really a fan of like whenever Kanye produced for Drake, like the Find Your Love song, even though that song was kind of popping at one point. And a lot of stuff like Glow and whatever. But like I feel like if Kanye had just like put his ego to the side and Drake, you know what I'm saying, just you know, well Drake didn't need to do anything. I think Drake was fine on his own. If Kanye just kind of put his ego to the side, they could have made like a beautiful album. You know what I'm saying? Um, also, nah, I Watch Throne 2 was not needed, so I'm not even about to even trip on that. I do know Drake was supposed to do a album with Rick Ross. I think like this is like back in like 2011, 2012. Ironically, it was called YOLO or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
they never got around to it. But if anybody knows like the chemistry between Ross and Drake before like the beef and whatever, they had like an A tier like chemistry, bro. Like their relationship was just crazy. Like every song that they did together, no skips, no second thoughts. Like that shit was just fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
so I, if anything, I probably would have wanted more of that. Kendrick and Cole. I know there's like a funny gag at this point. It would have been nice. You know what I'm saying? Especially like for those like who remember like the Black Friday songs that came out during
Yeah.
like 2016 or 15 to 16 or so. Like it would have been nice. And then we could have finally end this discussion of who would have been like the better rapper. Cause I'm not going look. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna put either. I'm not gonna put one above either. You know what I'm saying? Both of them have like both of them got top tier bars and everything. Both of them got aggression and everything. So I really wish they at least had like if not an album, at least 3 songs so people can finally listen and see like okay, this nigga got it or this nigga got it. You know what I'm saying? I wish that would have fucking happened, but it never
Yeah.
did. And I think the last time like we actually heard him go like bar for bar on the same song was ironically the one on DJ Khaled's album. It was like back from like 2012, 13, and I crazy enough, Big Crit was on there too. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who really had like the best verse. I think all of them was just having fun on that track. But yeah, like that's
They were on. They were also on the that Trailer Truth song.
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. Well, either way, like yeah, I still wish that would have happened. 1 second.
Yeah. That's like the biggest
Mm,
one.
yeah, there's a bunch, but y'all brought up the Kendrick and Cole thing.
Which one
The
did you want
what?
to happen?
Mm, I mean, I have a few. Like, I would have to say this. I feel like Baby and Meg would have been a perfect.
Mmm.
Who?
I feel the Baby and Meg the Stallion. You know, I feel like they had like that a dynamic duo. That of course, things happen the way it happened. But
Yeah.
eh, Shaquille, did you finish first? I want to let you finish before I speak.
You can start yours because I think I have some
Okay.
others, but I can't think of it right now. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just had a few. I'm not gonna take long.
Yeah.
I feel like the Baby made. I feel like if they would have locked in and did an album, because they pretty much to me they complemented each other like really well. Another one I had is a modern Quan and Thug album. Now, of course, they had that thing back in the day, but like because they both grew as artists, like if he didn't pass and if they was cool, like they ever just dropped a beat, I feel like hearing how they would sound in today's time would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
And my third one, in a perfect world, I feel like an ASAP and Travis album would be dope. Even though that may never happen, but who knows, right? In a perfect world, like I feel like a ASAP Rock and a Travis album, that'd be real interesting. Like it could even be 12 tracks, 10 tracks. Hearing how that sounds would collide, cause I always try to imagine, but I feel like that'd be real dope. Uh, a album that was supposed to happen that didn't happen years ago. This was Lil Wayne and Jules Santana.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this was supposed to happen like 2010, 2011, like before he got locked up, I think. But uh, I mean that would be real interesting if it was to happen right now. I'm not saying I'll be against it, but I'm pretty sure like back when Wayne had that old sound, but now Wayne is on a different. you know,
Yeah.
I don't know how would it sound like because sometimes Wayne raps when he feels like it.
Yeah.
Uh, of course, like Cardi and Uzi, Playboy Cardi and Uzi. I need that. I need that album, man. I need that album. And my last one will be Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj. Now, I know like many people always talk about Wayne and Drake, but I feel like my favorite duo is Wayne and Nicki. Like Wayne and Drake, they do their thing. I feel like I would have wanted the Wayne and Drake album if it was like came out like years ago. But it's like
Yeah.
now I feel like Wayne and Nicki, like in my opinion, I always like Wayne and Nicki's music better when Drake and Wayne. Like I feel like if Drake and Wayne was to drop an album right now, I mean it would probably sound good, but it probably would have been better if it was years ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's 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 all. But that modern day Quan and Thug and the Baby and Meg, like them are like my top two.
No,
Okay.
I definitely agree with those. I would have liked those if that actually did happen.
ASAP and Travis?
Yeah,
What?
no, for real, like no dead ass because like granted, like I don't know if it was just like ego or whatever between them two. Because I do remember Travis didn't like being called ASAP, and ASAP didn't like being called Travis or whatever. Like that shit was so stupid. They both make some good music. They both had like that experimental sound. So like, I thought that would have been fucking nice. But you know, like you said, that shit only happens in a perfect world. So it didn't happen. So it is what it
How would
is.
y'all feel about that? About a Wayne and Nicki album, or would y'all prefer Drake and Wayne?
Probably
Wayne and
Drake
Nicki
and
would be
Wayne.
better.
Okay,
I
okay,
would prefer Wayne and Nicki because it would allow
okay.
them both to shine a lot better than like Wayne. I feel like Drake would just like even though he I don't know even though it's Wayne, but I think that it would cater to Drake's sound more if
Because
Drake was the collab.
even when Seeing Green dropped, it's like
Hmm.
Drake's verse. It wasn't bad, but it's like the way Wayne and Nicki approached the track, and
Hmm.
then to me, like Drake kind of approached it. Maybe because he had the last verse. I don't know, but it's like the way he approached it is kind of differently. But how would y'all feel about that if that Wayne and Jules Santana album was supposed to drop? Like y'all feel like that's still needed or
I
that
think
can
yeah, I think no, I think what you said was perfect about like his sound not really being because like I'm still thinking about like that lean and low song that they were on, and like Wayne does not rap like that no more. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's like that nigga was saying like I'm walking down the street with two foes on my feet. A nigga got like nah, bro. I don't think that will work out this way this time.
man, Quan and Thug was the perfect duo, man.
Yeah, rest in peace though.
Yeah.
they were. Uh, I mean, well, I guess I kind of agree with the Drake and Wayne statement too. Like, yeah, it probably would have faltered a little bit. We probably would have had like another sound, like that one single. The song is like called single, or whatever. It probably would have been
Mm-hmm.
something catered to that. But like they also had other songs like ignorant shit. They had like right above it. They had shit. It was on No Ceilings, or yeah, I think it was on No Ceilings. I can't remember what the fucking song it was. But I'm just saying that because I'm not really too big on Nicki's music like that. I know like with the bars, like they would have became crazy, and I guess it just would have just depend on like who produced the track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would have been like the biggest thing. Because sometimes like if like this not hating, and I ain't gonna drag it out for too long, but like I wouldn't want to hear a whole album that sounded like that one collaboration they did with Chris Brown. I think it was like
Only?
yeah, I was not a fan of that song. I was not a fan of that song.
No, I don't think they would all sound like that. There'd probably be like that. I'd probably like one song that sounds like that, and then like the others would probably be like some shit that like I don't know
But
that
I don't think it would be all bars though. Like in today's time, like if they was to drop the album 2025, I don't know if I wouldn't be expecting all bars because
yeah
I know how Wayne is. It's not really Drake because Drake gon' rap. But sometimes Wayne getting those playful moods where he's just like singing and
yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but how would y'all feel about that, the baby and Meg? Like, were y'all big on them?
They
Like,
would be rapping like they fucking competing, bro.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I agree
That shit would
because
be crazy.
I if anybody remembers that double X freestyle that both of them was on, I think it was like 2019 or 2020, and they'll freestyle. I'm just like, bro, like they they would go fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they got that aggression and everything, bro. Like
that song, a song with them together, it may even help him out. Like, if they was to do a song right now, it probably would help him. Like, not saying he needs it. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but you know, probably could have been a help if they was ever to patch things up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, look, bro. I know this ain't really like a drama podcast or whatever, so I ain't gonna speak too much on it. But as a guy, and you know if you dipping your toes in other people's stuff or whatever, keep that shit on the low, bro. People don't need to know about that, and then you're messing with her career, you're messing with her money, and you're messing with your money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
yeah.
don't wanna know. Yeah.
come on, bro. Like like they could at least have like an EP or at least a couple singles together. Because the last I think female feature he had was with Young Miami. Like nigga, really? And
Oh
clown
damn.
and everybody was clowning them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, at least with him and Meg, like they would have had like bro, they would have won Goku Vegeta on that shit. Like no cap. Like they definitely would. At least in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And you, especially like nowadays, you don't see like that many male rap female duos that like is dope. You know, so I would have liked that.
Well,
I think, well, on the mainstream level,
okay, the
I
mainstream
think
level,
whoever now 'cause I know where you're about to go with. Like
yeah.
I think on a mainstream level, like I know whoever does like songs with like Glorilla and Lotto, like I think they're okay for the most part. And I can't remember the last time Meg like did like a feature with Trevin. You probably can answer that. When's the last time Meg did like a
What?
feature with like a guy artist and like it
Big
was
Crit.
Big Crit?
I mean, but her
Yeah.
last album only had like one guy on there.
No, it
Besides that,
didn't.
but I mean, who else? She
Big
had like
Crit.
okay, but I'm just saying like she didn't have that many guy features. It was Big Crit, and then it was the Japanese Korean dude. You know, but other than that, she didn't really have no male artists on there.
Well, the album before that, she had like a whole cipher with like all Houston, like Houston legends.
Yeah, but on her, I'm talking about her last album. Yeah, the one with Big Crit on there. I think he was like the only guy besides the Korean dude.
That's two people. That's two guys. That's. I mean, that's
Yeah,
fine, right?
I mean, I guess it works on a 20 song album. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Like it's. I mean,
But
it's. She doesn't really have to have guys all over it.
well, I'm just
I.
saying like that duo would have been real dope if they ever to patch things up. But
Right.
I didn't even know they had
no,
issues.
no, bro, it's
It's like
complicated. Yeah.
Okay.
adult stuff. Adult stuff.
Adult stuff.
So, y'all got any more comments on this topic?
There is
About
like a
Meg.
lot of there is for I don't know. There is like a lot of collaborations I do want to happen. Like even with Crit shit, some with Jay Z, some with whoever. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh yeah, because like Jay Z, Joey Badass would be cool.
yeah, like there's plenty. But you know, just to be respectful on time, we can always come back to this topic another time.
Well, yeah,
Jay
yeah,
Z, Jay Z.
because
It's a lot. It's a lot.
but yeah, because I was gonna say Boosie and Ti supposed to drop an album. Hey, look, I'm a Boosie fan. I know y'all probably don't maybe understand this music, but
Nah, Boosie cool. Boosie cool. I grew up listening on
a
Boosie.
Boosie and Ti album, it was supposed to drop. I feel like that would have been dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one song they did on Doug's album. I think it was like no, was it? No, that wasn't Doug's album. I know they did one on Doug's
It
album.
was on Thug's album, yeah,
Yeah, but there was
yeah,
another one on Ti's album. I think it was called like Jet Fuel or something, and like that shit was like kind of crazy too. I ain't gonna lie. But
yeah.
yeah, we can always come back to this one later because it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. All right, I got a second one. So
Sure.
my second topic is rappers you think people gave up on too soon. So this could be like any artist you felt like not like they fell off themselves, but they got the talent. It's just the industry just didn't believe in them, and the support.
Like it kind of wouldn't work out that way. And like after he really like honed in on like that, a lot of niggas, a lot of people just like threw him to the side, except for those that are country. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, I think the biggest one, in my opinion, is Chance, because that one album basically destroyed his fucking career. Because he's supposed to come out with Starline Gallery since like last year. That
Yeah.
shit still ain't dropped. You know what I'm saying? But niggas talking about this niggas putting up videos about him selling shirts and shit. Like we give a fuck about that. And it's like, bro, just drop the album because you said it's supposed to. You said it was done last year,
Yeah.
but now it's like niggas don't really believe in him no more. That nigga was damn near like on top of the game. Won 3 whole Grammys off a mixtape. So it's like, I think that's the biggest one that people gave up on easily. Uh, I mean, the one that I think people did give up on fast, but like kind of, it's kind of their fault is Ice Spice. Yeah, she got thrown away.
I mean, she. I mean,
That's what I said. I was like, hey, it's kind of, you know, it isn't really entirely everybody's fault like that for that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, cause she's. I can't even say she's cool because I don't even know her as a person, so I'm not even about to even vouch for that. But it's just people just had their expectations too high for that girl, you know. So I'm like, okay, whatever,
Really?
bro. What was she bringing home to the table, bro? Other than her, other than her assets.
I mean, she made some good music.
Uh,
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
like
be
she
like I'm not really. I can't really.
like like me and Trevor said, she slid on that verse on that Pink
Yeah.
Panthers verse. She slid on that verse.
yeah, but that's all she got.
Damn, she
What
didn't
what
get the. Damn, Shaquille, she didn't fucking get a chance to prove even more. Like
I mean,
that's what we're
honestly,
talking about.
Well,
I,
the thing, okay, but the thing, even with that, like, I get that, and hey, prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not like I dislike the chick or whatever. But you dropped that one little project and like, and I don't know, maybe it's a label issue or whatever. I don't know what the case is, but it's just like we need more. You know what I'm saying? You out here beefing with like Lotto and shit. Like it kind of messed things up for you a little bit because it's like you're not in a position to really be beefing with nobody. You don't really have a discography. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the one thing you and then not also that, but like she also had issues with Nicki Minaj. That's a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
How did she? How did that happen? How did she get issues
It
from
it
Nicki?
was I can't remember. It has something to do with like her friend. Yeah. Once again, this
Oh
is
yeah,
like
I remember. I
yeah,
remember.
this is like drama
You don't
stuff.
gotta.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, with all of that, like it kind of just because of what like how you like your features or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's not her fault though.
It's not her fault, but it's just like okay, but then you got somebody like you do got somebody like either like a Lotto Glorilla. They're they're pretty
Yeah,
and
they're taking it
everything.
seriously.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. Like okay, like you trying to be a rapper, kind of just have fun, but like kind of take it like be more on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like I Spice, I just want her to just be like just do more with her music. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really bringing nothing to the table. At least to me.
uh, go ahead. Wait, who's supposed to be talking? I didn't mean to cut nobody off.
Oh, I thought we was
I
just
think it's
talking,
you.
just talking. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's you. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna add a little to the Ice Spicy. I feel like with her, I feel like she ain't found her sound yet. Like I feel like the Glorillaz and the like Lottos, I feel like they tapped in with producers that maybe match their sound. And I think that's what
Yeah.
Ice Spice like. I know she do like the drill thing, but she gonna have to actually like the guy that makes the drill beats for her, they're like best friends, but she gotta like probably like link up with other producers and find her sound. I still have hope for her. I mean, first albums they don't always hit like that because
Mm-hmm.
when Lotto dropped her first album, I wasn't the craziest about it, and then yeah, a couple of other projects Glorilla dropped, I was like okay, but until her last project she dropped, I was like okay, now I finally got into her. But artists I bring up, Rico Nasty. Rico Nasty is one of my favorite. I posted a song, in the chat a couple weeks ago, but
Hmm.
Rico Nasty is definitely like she has said it. Sometimes she don't feel like the industry like support her or whatever, and she went on tour with Playboy Cardi like 2 years ago, and I mean them fans like booed her. I mean they wouldn't even let her, perform one song. Like they were supposed to tour together. She have to end up, I think, like leaving the tour because just so many people was against her.
Yeah.
But and she even said it like, but I'm gonna say this, like I love Rico Nasty, but it's like I feel like she has to tap back into that first sound that she was in because I feel like this when artists try to switch, like okay, if a rapper try to switch and want to do rock music, I feel like you have to be able to put yourself in a position where you can make yourself switch. Like for example, like yes, Rico Nasty, people know her, but it's not like she's like known, like
Yeah.
and so at the same time, like Travis, if Travis Scott want to put out a country album, he could do it because of the position he's in now. Like he don't have to constantly like get to a certain point. He can just have fun. And I feel like with her, she kind of like I feel like she made a transition too soon
Yeah.
because her trap sound. was really dope. Like I remember back in, and y'all know 2016, 2017. Like like when there wasn't that many female rappers like that, like on a mainstream level, she was one of the
Right.
ones coming up, and she just decided to like do rock star music, and it
Oh,
was
I
like,
didn't even know that.
well, the music that she do now is kind of like very much like considered rock alternative. Like every now and then, if she's on a rap album, she'll go back to rapping, and that's what people miss her doing. We miss her rapping, but it's like now she rather just make rage music. So
Mm.
I feel like people kind of gave up on her, and she even said that. Like she even said sometimes she feel like people, she said she had to humble herself because she feel like people kind of gave up on her.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm not really the biggest Rico Nasty listener, but that kind of makes sense the way how you put it.
Yeah,
Um,
like people
if the rock
like
shit works, she should just. If the rock shit works, she should just like focus on that. I don't know why she.
well,
If
she
she.
been doing that for the last couple of years, like, but at the
Yeah.
same time, but it's
Then
not.
why book yourself with a rap artist?
Well, okay, so it's like this, right? She decided to make that switch herself. Like, she's not a rock artist. She just like she decided to like go with that aesthetic and kind of make like she would start doing the rock aesthetic, like the looks, the makeup, and then she would start making music, basically experimenting, like Wayne did on Rebirth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And but Wayne was already at the top of his game when he did that.
Right.
And so people love Rico Nasty because like they even like bro, she had her own genre, bro, that she would call it sugar trap. Like and
Yeah.
people was going crazy over that. Like and so that's what people like loved about her. Like they loved her bars, her sarcastic bars and stuff like that. And she don't really do that no more. And so like her fans like a lot of people have given up on her. Like okay, because they don't understand what she's doing. But my thing about this is like when the artists get in that position, I feel like they should go back to their first sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And
Chance or
yeah,
Kanye.
and like you said, and back to Ice Spice, like she got to realize this. Like, and a lot of these artists, they got to stop getting mad when their first album flops because it's literally a first album. Like, it's not gonna always go well. But it's like get back in the studio. But when it's like these artists nowadays, it's like when their first album drop and they don't do good, they just stop dropping music. Like they
I
just
think.
take these
Yeah.
they take these long breaks, and it's like that means like get in the studio, go harder. Like, and that's the same what Ice Spice needs to do. Like, okay, your
She
first
should have
album,
kept. She should have kept tabs with the producer that did that fucking Pink Panthers beat.
that too, and she should have just kept dropping music like that fart song. Like, of course, people made jokes about it, but the song was like I think went top 10, like or
Yeah.
top 30 or something. Like it was high on the charts. I
Yeah.
mean, it worked out, but
The
then
shit
it's
she was
like,
saying on that song, I don't think she was trying to win no fucking Grammys off it. Niggas want to kind of stop getting the stick out their ass sometimes, bro.
but it charted. It
That's what I'm
charted.
saying. Like
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it did its job. So it's like, regardless of what people think about it, it's like if you making a song about shitting and farting, don't fucking like I don't think like as a listener you should fucking criticize. I mean you can if you want to, but it kind of makes you look stupid. It's like she's just trying to have fun. You feel me? On
Bro,
a song like that.
let me tell you this, bro. For Taylor Swift to reach out to her and do a song, bro, and regardless of what people think about her talent, that says something, bro. Because it's people that I don't know if Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift have a song, and this goes back to it. Like, yes, being the best rapper is dope, but it's like now it's like how you said, Trevor, bars don't win you Grammys.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, if she has a sound that's working, it's like stick to it. But
What the hell?
she kind of like I think it's been a couple of months since she dropped, and
Right.
it's like it's not the time for you to just take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think of this shit?
For,
You ain't even have fun.
was that it, Dawn?
Yeah, do any of y'all have any more artists? I mean, I can't get Chance the Rapper out of my head,
Bro,
but
it's
Trevor,
just so this motherfucker is just he is stalling, bro. Like
He's
I
trolling
honestly
us.
like what like when did Big Day drop? 2019
Yep.
or it's 2025, my nigga. Like it's not that it should not be that hard to just. I mean, he dropped like singles and shit, but drop a whole project, bro. Niggas would have forgave that shit, like really easy. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this nigga can actually rap. Still, we know that. It just sucks that he came out with that album. We can act like it never fucking happened. They did that shit with Eminem all the motherfucking time. So it's like, but
But
just
some art.
sitting.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Some
ahead.
niggas just be sick since it's his last project. Niggas keep on defining him with that one album. Like he doesn't have three other albums that are like infinitely better than like 99% of niggas shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm ranting. It's just pissing me off that he's even like letting shit get to him to the point that he's not dropping music, and now like ain't nobody fucking with him because he's taking 6 years to drop some shit.
Yeah.
I just think some artists cannot handle. They cannot, and I can only imagine it can be tough because around that time it's a lot. Then people making the divorce jokes. I know it's like a lot going on, but I think he has to know for himself, like, bro, you still have people that want to hear your new music, like regardless, because bro, half of those 14, 13 year olds that was making jokes, bro, they probably never even heard acid rap or coloring book. Like, respect.
Exactly,
So, cause yeah, because I didn't hear it till I got older. Cause in 2013, I was a kid. So at the same time, is that like these trolls? It's like he gotta ignore them, bro, and just lock in because whatever T-shirts or movie he's doing, I'm pretty sure people will want the music over that.
yeah.
Yeah.
This nigga over in
So
Africa, like it's cool what he's doing. Like, I'm not diminishing it what he's doing. I'm not saying he doesn't need to do it at all. But if it's taking up this much time for him, then he needs to like let niggas. He needs to stop saying that he has an album coming then, and just focus and say, hey, I know y'all want music, but I'm over here in fucking Africa or wherever he was in, like opening schools and shit. And when I'm able to, I will make music. That's why I think like, then that's fine. But he's not doing that.
hey,
So it's
look.
like
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that like that his last mark of his talent is that motherfucking album that didn't even age well now. You know what I'm saying?
Look, bro said I'm doing side missions right now, and you know what's so crazy about all that is that like he can't say he's still working on the album because that's the same way I feel about the Carter Six, right? Sidebar: Wayne has not been working on this album for 7 years. Like I
Yeah,
love Wayne, but bro, like you can't make me feel like you've been working on this album since Carter Five dropped. Like you probably just started working on it half of last year. Like so, I don't think Chance the Rapper is still working on the album. He just
no, the
probably
album's
just
done. He said it was done.
man look. All right, but
That's what's pissing me off even more. The album's done. He's just not dropping it because he's focusing on other shit. And he's also that time when he was like blocking everybody for like giving criticism and shit
I mean
on
honestly,
that album.
it's the best time to drop it right now. It would make sense the best times to drop the album right now because when the heavy hitters start dropping, we got Wayne about to drop next year. Cole may pop out. Who knows? Like at the same time, if I was him, hey bro, I'll drop it right now because a lot of these heavy hitters, like between this year and next year, gonna be dropping.
Bro,
And
we got two Kendrick albums before this nigga dropped. Probably a third. And that's a nigga that we know, and that's a nigga that we know that we before Baby King came through, we were presuming that this nigga retired,
I
oh
would
yeah,
say.
and we
we,
and we still didn't get shit from Chance.
well, well, you know what? But next week, that Baby King, that's an interesting conversation because he's another one. You know, he's another one. But
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
if y'all want to, we can move on to the next topic because I
Right,
definitely got something to say about him.
Damn, I didn't
Because,
even get
bro,
my part out. Shit, like y'all niggas been talking the whole motherfucking time. Like,
oh,
goddamn.
my bad, bro. I did not know. My bad. I apologize. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. I ain't got shit to say.
You sure?
Nah, there's like look, bro. When it comes to me, it's just like I'm not really worrying about any other artists because like I listen to like different types of music anyway. So it's like I'm not. I don't be really focused on just like if anybody's not dropping anything. Like yeah, when Kendrick was having his little drop period for a while because he was just going through life and shit. Like it sucked, but at the time that gave me more time to just listen to other artists. So for me, I wasn't really tripping on that. It would be nice just to hear like I guess like to hear like another Jay-Z album or what the hell, whatever the case.
But yeah,
But I'm not. I'm good. I'm not. We need more talent. We need more talent. That's all I'm just focusing on. Just more better artists, stuff like that. I'm not really worrying about all that. So yeah,
yeah.
and then that's
All right. So,
yeah. Move on.
okay. All right. So I go on to the next topic. Now, this topic, this is a high tech. This is something I created. I didn't get this off nowhere. It says, do y'all think Cardi B gave Offset star power or vice versa? Vice versa, do you think Offset gave Cardi B star power? Now, when I'm saying star power, I'm not saying like, Offset already had a career. I'm not saying Cardi B made him. But my opinion, I feel like, you know, it did have a different image on him. Like, for
Hmm.
like, he was known as the Migos, but it's like, I just feel like, I remember when saw him on Ellen and they was already together. Like when I saw him on Ellen, I was like, and I wondered like would Offset been on the Ellen show, which is like a worldwide TV show, if him and Cardi B never dated? Because at that time, like we know, 2017, 2018, Cardi B was hot as fish grease, like, and like she was like one of the
Hmm.
hottest. So I
Yeah.
do feel like that gave him like a different look. It didn't. I'm not saying it made his career or made his music better, but I feel like it just gave him a different limelight because of the audience she had and the audience that
Right.
he had. So I just want to know: do y'all agree? Do y'all feel like it's the other way around? Did Offset kind of give Cardi B a different look? Or what y'all think?
I think it worked more in favor for Offset because you bringing him up, being him being on Ellen. I would tell you right now that nigga would never be on that shit if he wasn't with Cardi. Ellen don't give a fuck about what the fuck Migos is talking about, and whenever she try to act like she look like a kid at a that's looking at a fucking zoo exhibit. It be looking so fucking weird, bro. Like it's definitely a publicity thing. And I think it's disrespectful to Offset and also to Cardi that a lot of times that whenever they're in the limelight, it's for drama stuff and not like their musical abilities. And but what I will say is that when they were together, it did allow him to explore like himself like artistically, like with his performances and shit. Cause that nigga was definitely doing some theatrical stuff on his music videos and also in his fucking on his stage things. Like basically, the nigga was basically acting like, hey, I'm an artist now and shit. But
Yeah.
Cardi, like for Cardi, like she the same person she was before she even before she even came out with that first album. You know, which is I think that's cool that she just not really like acting on hot sedity.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
That's my take
What you
on it.
what you think, Shaquille?
I think for me personally, I think it's like hand in hand because like yeah, I know with Cardi B, she's been on TV before, so like she was already doing her thing. So and I think what Offset he did have like a little bit of a slow start because for those who remember, like he was in jail at one point, so like Takeoff and Quavo had to like do like the majority of the work for him, and then once he had got out, like he was still doing his thing, but it was I think Cardi B was doing a little bit more. Like she was like kind of like a little bit famous, a little bit more. So nothing was really working out in his favor. And then like even throughout the mid 2010s, like we wasn't really hearing anything about Offset like that. Like yeah, like the dab was a thing, but like they were also kind of going through their own issues. But at least I think for the most part on the female audience that like I think people were still hearing more about Cardi B because she had Love and Hip Hop. She was on social media or whatever. So like the only reason why I'm saying it goes hand in hand because I think it did work out for her in a sense where it's just like, okay, this is a hip hop couple. Uh, she's able to do her thing. She's able to talk about like relationships and being with this guy and this and that, whatever. She's not just. But at the same time, though, I don't know if like that did affect her music. I don't know if that affected her music as well because like sometimes we imagine like, okay, what if she didn't get with Offset? You know what I'm saying? Like
Nothing would have changed
nothing would have
musically.
changed. You think so?
Nothing would change for her music.
Nothing
I
would have
mean,
changed.
she
Yeah.
would have. She would have. I mean, obviously the features would have been different because, like, Offset. I think they still would have been on songs together, even if they weren't. Even if they weren't in a relationship.
Mm.
You know, it's just that album is like that's. I don't think that's influenced by Offset at all.
Because even the song that's like drip on that, like drip,
Yeah,
the
Drip.
song wasn't that bad, but there's like better songs on
I
the
mean, Takeoff
project.
carried on that song. I would say that much.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it's like there's so many better songs on that project. I mean, I do remember, and I'm gonna add this in there, and y'all can give y'all takes on it. So I remember I watching an Offset interview maybe like a year and a half ago. This whenever he was dropping his last album, and they asked him, I think it was Charlamagne asked him like, would you and Cardi B do a joint album? And he said that's what he would want to happen. Now, I had mixed opinions on that. Honestly, when they make music every now and then, it's dope. Just because they together,
All right.
I'm not saying I need no Cardi and Offset album.
Yeah.
I mean, I would prefer. I'll pick a Cardi and 21 album, 21 Savage album before I go with a Cardi and Offset.
Damn.
And I'm not saying it's because like, oh, I just feel like the songs that they got together, in my opinion, they were okay. Like Cloud was cool. It was cool, but they got like two, three other songs that I wasn't crazy about. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm not saying that's needed, but I do feel like what you said, Trevor, about like would Offset be on Ellen? I don't think Ellen would be asking him when the next Culture album dropping. Like, cause
Yeah.
when they did the interview, she was more so asking like, "How's your relationship with Cardi B?" Like,
Like, bitch, like, what the fuck? Like, you can't
So,
over here for that.
but at the same time, on a business move, like him even showing up, that gains him more attraction. You know,
To who?
so
Because niggas know who. Niggas don't. I see what you're saying. Like, I know what you mean. It's just that, like, it's as far as, like, Offset, like, as a person, niggas don't fuck with Ellen like that. Especially
I mean,
nowadays.
they don't, but at the same time, you gotta think about like this, bro. Like back then, even still now, like you had all different type of audiences tapping into Cardi B. Whether you're kids, bro, my grandma know Cardi B songs, and she not even tapped in
Yeah.
like that. So, but if I ask my grandma, hey, you heard the last Offset album, she'll be like, what in the world are you talking about? Like,
Who the fuck is an
but
Offset?
yeah, but she's familiar with Cardi B and her music. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that helped his music, but I do feel like it kind of gave him like a star power while he was doing his solo brand. Because around that time they were together, he was making that solo album thing, and so I would say that helped. I mean, like some people can say that about Megan Thee Stallion and Party Saint Fontaine. Y'all know who he is,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and some people can say like if they stayed together longer, it kind of would have helped him. But unfortunately, they broke up. But I don't know. I mean, like I think when it comes to rap couples, it just varies. But would y'all want
I
a Cardi and
mean,
Offset album?
a
Um,
Cardi and Offset album would I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think when you said Cardi and Savage, that would be crazy. Uh, what I want to see the most, because I know like Cardi could do it, I would want Cardi to be on the song with Rhapsody. because I think I think that the whatever beat that they agree upon would be like it would just be a great like fucking you know product. It on some like Annie Up remix type shit. Because what the fuck is Remy Ma doing on the remix of Annie Up? But she came and threw her thing. She came and did her thing. You feel me?
Remy Ma, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Cause I definitely got a lot to say about that. Cause it's like, what is she doing? But
She finna hey, she on talk shows and shit like with Revo.
hey, she's doing big things. Yeah, she got her own little battle rap show and something like. She's doing
Yeah,
good. But I'm talking about
you talking about
music wise. I'm talking about
bro?
music
Hey,
wise, bro.
if she drops, I would rather like I don't think she's even in that space no more for rap. She already solidified like in terms of all of that shit.
Solidified in
Like
what?
with rap. Like
Music?
everybody knows she. Yeah, everybody knows she can rap.
Okay, Shaq, what you think about Remy Ma? Do he?
Uh,
We about to sit here and say she can't rap now.
I'm
She
not.
can rap, but
I'm well. Okay, like I said, I'm not. For anybody's watching, I'm not sexist. I'm not anything. Female rap does not interest me at all. So I cannot give you no, no, no answer.
What's female rap?
I'm just not big on like I don't look towards like the only time I really went to like girls rapping was just like Glorilla or even a Meg or whatever or Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying? Remy Ma, that was already past my age period. You know what I'm saying? And like she's cool. Like the only time I really heard her was when she dissed Nicki. You know what I'm saying? And that song, like, yeah, she was talking about Nicki and her body and whatever. Like, I guess that's cool for like people who's into that type of stuff. But like, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care like what you got to say about people's bodies and shit. And I know this ain't really got nothing to do with the music. I don't like what she did to my nigga Papoose. So like at that point, like I don't, I ain't really.
What she do to
She
Papoose?
cheated on him.
okay, like this not TMZ.
That's not. Yeah, I mean, not really. That's
Bro,
not really.
I still have
I'm
the
just
right
like.
to. I
I'm just
still have the
saying that
right
she
to talk
can.
about what we want to talk about, bro. We ain't about to do that. Y'all ask me
but
how I feel about Rima. I'm just letting y'all know, you know. But as I said, for like music wise, like she ain't all that. She's not.
That's not true. She could.
mhm.
I mean, but you just said that you've only heard like the stuff pertaining to the drama and stuff.
Yeah, because
Like, did you
okay, but
didn't?
like even then, it's like what has she like? There's not like nobody. Okay, so nobody in my realm really talks about Remy Ma like that. So what will interest me
But who in
in
your realm talks about women in general when they rap?
I got homies that talk about other female rappers, you know what I'm saying? But like that's more on like on a mainstream level. But as far for like bro, Remy Ma, like I haven't heard about any like Remy Ma is like what, 90s? Like early 2000s? Ain't nobody worrying about that shit.
Why what like what?
Wait, wait, Trevin. To back him up, okay. All right, so Remy Ma last mainstream song, right? She had the song with Fat Joe, right?
No,
And
I get what he's saying. Yeah,
but
I get what you.
and then what disappointed me in Remy Ma when she dropped the song with Lil Kim. Now, because the way Lil Kim came on the song, I don't know if you remember, but Lil Kim was doing some Migos auto tune type flow, like,
Mm-hmm.
and Remy Ma was really coming in with bars, and Lil Kim started,
Right,
like she started like humming. I'm
right.
like, what in the world? But she kind of did that when she dropped her last album. Like it was kind of like I don't know what she was trying to do, but other than that, I mean, I get what he's saying. I don't think Shaq is not trying to put down Remy Ma. He just saying on a mainstream level. I don't think people's really
Okay, but
talking
like
about her.
we're not on the main. Like, come on, Nas
Oh,
is barely even
okay.
mainstream
Let me
though.
let me
Like,
clear
this is
let me
not.
clarify something. Let me clarify something. Remy Ma does not interest me as an artist, so I'm not gonna go to somebody who doesn't interest me. Simple as that. I don't know if she's
Okay.
good. I don't know if she's good or not. And let me
Okay,
say that. Does that kind of clear things up?
yeah, because he was just like she ain't all that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Granted,
You didn't even hear that
you
much.
gotta remember I'm on the game too, so I'm not using my brain 100% of the time. So just to kind of clarify things for artists who who y'all asked me about, and the first thing I said is like I don't really know too much about it. We should just end it right then and there because like I don't want to really come out as disrespectful, and like I will say this, I shouldn't have really even brought up the Papoose thing because that's just whatever. I own up to that shit, but at the same time, Remy Ma from like the songs I did hear other songs from it. I just can't remember what they were, but it just didn't really click with me because I'm not really a fan of her delivery. I'm not really a fan of her sound, and just I like I said, I just don't really, I'm just not really interested in like female rappers. That's just my opinion on it. There are some female rappers I listen to, like I said, Rhapsody, top tier. Glorilla, cool. Meg, cool. You know what I'm saying? I give everybody a chance once in a while. But like when it came to like Remy Ma, she just did not really interest me like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to
I
be honest,
get you.
any rapper from like early 2000s didn't really click with me like that. Like except for like a certain couple. But yeah, that's all I gotta say
I don't
about
know.
that.
Okay,
Remy
that
Ma
makes
been
sense.
dropping
Yeah. So,
diamonds.
do y'all have any like other like? Cause I mean, like this conversation is deep. We can come back to another time because, I do. You do have those rap couples. Well, they not rap couples, but those music couples, and it's a real interesting question. Like, do like artists being in a relationship with one another, like does that affect their music? Because you got Janine Aiko, Big Sean, you had Big Sean, Ariana Grande. Like I'm just saying, when artists date each other, does it affect their career in a negative way? Because like
It's not supposed to, but it ends up. But it does.
It can.
because like
It
with
Yeah,
can.
that
it can.
Janine, when Big Sean, I never forget. I was in middle school when Janine Aiko. I don't know how to say her name right, but when they dropped that
Janae.
album, yeah, Janae Aiko. When they dropped that album together, like I think it was like 2015, 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, bros in love, but man, like what's going on? And yeah, like, and
Like what the
I
fuck we
had went,
doing?
yeah, yeah, I haven't
Sorry.
went back to that album since. I remember like now when Meek Mill and Nicki was together, I did like that song they had with Chris Brown, but I don't know if I don't want to bring up Meek, but I don't know if
Nah,
artists
bring up
dating.
Meek. What's wrong with Meek?
I, I
Man,
just said I don't know.
we ain't about to do that. Nah, bring up Meek. Come on now.
I'm just saying I don't know if artists dating each other affects their music because around that time, like
It affected
Nicki was
me.
doing her. I mean, like in a bad way
Yeah,
or in a
What
good
you
yes,
way.
doing?
yes, yes, yes. You want to know why? Because remember, it's not a world's tour, it's a girls' tour. Guess who mentioned that shit?
Yeah.
Drizzy Drake. And that shit hurt Meek's, well, not all the way hurts Meek's credibility, but
Bro,
it
that nigga
did,
was touring, performing that shit,
yeah,
dog.
it did spark up some conversations about that shit.
I mean,
And it's not
that
even like a. It's
yeah.
not even that big of a deal though. It's like it's just the fact that what the fuck? It's just the fact that it was Drake that said that shit,
Yeah,
and like motherfuckers was like joining. That's some bullshit.
yeah, yeah.
Motherfuckers are joining in on that shit.
Because like we had other things where it's just like if the female celebrity makes more than like if the girlfriend celebrity makes more than like the guy or whatever, like sometimes I bring conversations. I know they try to have a Rocky, but like it's like it's Rihanna. Like come on, bro. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But if it was just
yeah.
like a Kanye and Kim, it's just like Kanye he can do his own thing. He can make his own bread. You know what I'm saying? Kim can make her own bread. But Meek is just a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Kim was yeah.
uh, Rihanna, she's a singer. She does fashion. She does all this shit. Rocky, he's just, he's into fashion and shit. But what else does he like? I'm not trying to make this about his bag or anything. But like, what else is he bringing home to the table? And so like, if you're in a beef with artists, like if you're in a
He
beef with
got he
artists,
got he in the fashion world too.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like when you're beefing with artists, they will kind of throw that against you because like even when the whole Drake and Kendrick thing was going on, and Drake was going against everybody, he brought up you about to have another kid again before your shit goes mid again. That shit, like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like that shit would make me feel some type of way because it's like damn, like
It wouldn't for me because Drake's damn near fucking 40 saying shit like that.
he is, but at the same time, it's just like That. I mean, that's kind of like the way of the game because, like, for me, when you when you bring up some shit like that, because I ain't gonna lie, bro, the last few singles that Rocky dropped, besides the one with Cole, not even with that one, they're all mid. Like Rocky hasn't dropped nothing groundbreaking in the last couple years, so it's just like he drops another kid, and you drop a song that ain't really doing it. It's just like you kind of it's childish, but it kind of has some validation right there, at least in my opinion.
I mean, honestly, like I feel like when artists like date each other, I feel like one of the other things to like kind of end up happening is like one of those artists or whatever, especially if they have kids together. Like one of them sometimes usually take the back seat.
Right.
Like when Big Sean and Janae Aiko was dating, I was like, maybe because I was in middle school, I don't know. But when they dropped that album together, I was like, what is this?
No,
Like,
2088.
yeah, it wasn't. I'm not saying the album was bad. I mean, it's been years since I heard it, but I remember when it dropped, and I was like, okay, like bros in love, and it's like it's kind of coming into the music, and that's like now I don't know if they're like still together now, but I don't know if that can like does it really affect careers? Like, okay, if
I don't know
Janae,
what. Yeah, my bad,
if
my bad.
Janae, no, you good. If Janae Aiko, if she would have stayed single, would her career took a different turn? And then if Big Sean would have just stayed single all those years he was dating Janae Aiko, not saying single, but like let's say if they would have not dated other artists, would their careers kind of like took a different turn? Because I'm not saying Janae Aiko not hot no more, but there was a point of time where she was like every girl I knew had her on her playlist.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
still do. But
yeah. She's still on my wife's
but
playlist.
years ago it was like real heavy on it.
She was on the radio
And
and
Yeah,
everything. Like
she
people,
was on like everybody's fucking songs and shit.
yeah,
and then it's like when the Big Sean thing came about, I just feel like because I feel like they was so focused on their relationship that like the music kind of just maybe had to take a back seat. But it's like now that they're like I think they're separated now. It's like now I think they're probably tapping in more back to the music because they're not dating each other, and they could
they're
probably focus. Yeah.
okay. To not to make this about drama or anything, whatever. They're still together. They just don't talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're trying to be like Jay Z and Beyonce,
Yeah,
where like
because
and I think a lot of celebrity couples should be like that to where like, hey, they don't fucking be on each other's songs all the goddamn time unless they're making one album, and just like Jay Z and Beyonce, the album isn't really that fucking good, or they should just they should just not be on each other's stuff like that much, to where like it's like oh every time, like because basically like the way it is right now, when Beyonce drops, we're not expecting to see Jay Z anywhere near that shit.
yeah,
Same thing with if Jay Z were to ever drop an album, we're not gonna expect to see Beyonce anywhere on it, even though she probably is gonna be on it like on the background or something, like she was in 444. So it's like that's what I think a lot of other celebrity couples should do, but the problem is they're not fucking doing it. So it's like I don't know what that's about to. I don't know how that's about to work.
I mean, I have heard people say, oh, with the Beyonce and Jay Z album, like, once you get older, once you get married, that album's gonna hit you,
Okay, well I'm
It,
older and married, and it's still ass. So
okay,
like
okay, so
not
okay,
ass, but mid.
yeah, okay, so that makes sense now. Okay, you're saying that as an older married person. Okay, because
Yeah.
everybody was like, oh yeah, that album is so, you got to be in this type of space, and I'm like, okay, but
It's
well,
like
yeah,
that's some bullshit.
yeah, y'all got any more comments on artists and relationships?
Nah, not me.
Look, I'm gonna say this last comment. I don't know if Doja Cat and Jack Harlow dating each other, but I'm saying if they do, that's probably gonna be like a big help in their music. It
For
may,
Jack Harlow, maybe, because that nigga would have
yeah,
a lot of fucking catching up to do. Because Doja Cat can rap her motherfucking ass off.
bro. Let me tell you this, bro. Not only, bro, Doja Cat got the rap fans and she got the pop fans, bro. Like
Yes, bro.
she got a I think an international audience. Like
Yes.
and I'm gonna be honest. When Doja Cat first came out, I didn't expect that much from her because when she first came out, she was making like goofy music. But it's like, but when she got serious, I'm like, okay, this girl is like something different. But if it is true that they dated, Jack Harlow, man, you better get them features, bro.
Bro, you better be in that. You better have like fucking notebooks on notebooks of content, bro.
Hello.
Doja Cat, hey,
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna say like, hey, don't let her out rap you, but I'm saying that she will out rap you. Like,
But even if she do, it's still, in my opinion, I feel like it'll still be a W for him because of like, man, people love Doja Cat. So I feel
well,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, even if she like out rap him, 9 out of 10 she would because she can really go there. But I feel like, man, he better get them features, bro. Get them
Oh, Doja Cat and
features.
Rhapsody. I keep going back to Rhapsody because she raps so fucking good, but Doja and Rhapsody would be cool too.
And Doja and Meg to me is dope.
Doja and
You
Meg
know,
would be cool too.
yeah, Doja man. I mean, honestly, I feel like when it comes to female rap, I feel like Doja compliments so many artists. It's like she can get you can put her like, bro. She was on a City Girl song.
Yeah.
Like you can put her anywhere, and you know it's still gonna work. She should have been on Carter 6, but that's another question for another day.
Oh man, if she was on Carter 6.
But Wayne instead, Shaquille no.
Wait, was she going to be on Carter 6?
No, I feel like that she was on Funeral on the deluxe, but I feel like if it
Uh,
would have been dope if she was on Carter 6. But Wayne said, "Nah, I'm gonna give y'all Miley Cyrus." And
yeah, I'm gonna give you Miley Cyrus. Like,
it takes Shaquille to get started on that. It takes him.
Wait, what's going on? I just came back. I had like a little emergency. What happened?
No,
oh,
I was saying it would have been dope if Doja would be on Carter 6.
Yeah, it would. It would.
But instead Wayne wanted to go with Miley Cyrus.
Okay, so as far as we know, we nothing's confirmed because apparently from that track list, like uh, when they reached out to Billy's team, they said they never even heard anything or whatever. So that might not even be the case. So as for right now, until when Wayne puts it out himself what the track list is, we don't know anything right now. But at the same time, I would not be surprised if if Wayne does end up going with that track list. But
I would be. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
be, bro, look, bro, I'm not about to do this with y'all, bro. I'm not about to do this. Wayne,
No, we got 5 minutes, bro. Come on, bro.
no,
Let's
no,
do
no,
it.
no.
Let's do it.
I'm not talking my shit, but I'm not about to sit here and act like Wayne is still the same nigga from 2011 and will put fucking Nas and all them other guys on his shit.
Fucking Bun B and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like at this point we don't know, bro. Wayne be having fucking amnesia. You know what I'm saying?
Really though.
So it's just like it's like it's like yes, he could put Benny the Butcher on there. He could put Nas on there. He could put Busta Rhymes on there. He could put Drake, Nicki, Ye, J. Cole, whoever the fuck. But at the same time, this is gonna be like, damn, like who the fuck are these niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga
Yeah.
just you know, so
Who
it's
the
just like
fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck let these niggas in my studio?
yeah, like shit. I'm like shit. I was supposed to have an album with my fucking son. Like, who the fuck is these niggas? Like, so that's why I'm saying I'm not surprised that Wayne would even go this route because like, bro's just chilling. He just wants to have fun making music, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not just be surprised and act like he wouldn't do something like this. You know what I'm saying? And just remember, because Trevin did brought this out. He pointed this out at one point that that yes, even though a pop artist has been on his projects before, like Bruno Mars and shit, he does know how to make them work. You know what I'm saying? So even if he does have Billie Eilish or Miley Cyrus on there or whoever the hell, fucking Noah Cyrus, I don't, you know what I'm saying? All these other random ass people, he could find a way to make them work. You know what I'm saying? But I look, it's Wayne, bro. Niggas 40 something. The niggas just having the time of his life, just doing whatever the fuck he want to do.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say this: his team is really pushing overtime. Like I could tell, like right now, on you go on his website, like the vinyls and all that, like bro, all that stuff almost sold out, bro. Like even the CDs, bro. They and then if you order it, you can only get like four at a time type stuff. Like it's real. So I mean, people are interested in the album. I mean, cause I am too, and I know like we all are.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised that tracklist is real. The only thing I would have to say, if he got his son, like okay, on Carter 5, he sampled Regine's voice, but he could make it sound good. I don't know, but I feel like kind of say that for the mixtapes, but I'm not a parent, so maybe if I was a parent, maybe I would put my kid on my album. I don't know, but I mean,
Fuck
y'all
no.
parents, so y'all can answer that question.
Fuck no. My kids ain't going anywhere near my. No, I'm playing. They can play like a percussion or two.
Yeah.
Uh,
But,
I'm a little indifferent on it. I ain't gonna really
I,
speak on that. So
so, so, all right. So this last topic, anybody got any more opinions on the on this topic before we move forward? No time. It's crazy.
this was the couples one, right?
Yeah, I already got through the couple ones. I just had that last one. I,
All I have to say, because I didn't really say too much, because I was dealing with my little emergency. All I have to say on it, I do feel like it does affect certain couples if they don't like necessarily like work their shit out, because it can work, but at the same time it's like because like you had issues like with Nas and Khalees for like my OG fans, right? They were on a lot of songs together, and even though they're no longer together and stuff like that, they don't really bring up like shit from the past. Like they'll probably like reference. I don't even think they even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you just know how to carry yourselves like after once the like relationship is done, then that's that. But if you're in a relationship, like for example, like Kanye and Kim, right? When they were together, and this was during like 2018, during like the supposed Yandi era. Kim was pretty much like Kanye's spokesperson, because she's like, oh, this album's gonna drop on Black Friday, so get ready, this and that. Never fucking happened. You know what I'm saying? Um, like
Destroyed her credibility for that nigga.
yeah, it's just like I get it. Ride for your man, do whatever you want to do, but it's just like now this nigga's talking about political shit, and it's just like, oh, here we fucking go.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, all
I'm
this
not
stuff.
even mad at her for not even sticking to that shit because like, what the fuck kind of shit was that?
Yeah, it's not her fault. She did her thing. And then you got like I said, then you got like Jay-Z and Beyonce. It works hand in hand. And even though there was some drama that happened behind the scenes, or whatever, they're still together, so they're still making their shit work somehow. I do feel like whenever it comes to like dropping albums, and depending on what the album is about, like yeah, like I guess like if it's an album about life and shit, then yeah, like maybe one or two songs with your significant other who is also a celebrity or an artist or whatever. Yeah, do a couple songs. Some people like that shit. It is what it is. But and there's other
If you're
time.
rapping about, if you rap about robbing niggas, don't put your wife anywhere near that shit.
I I I'm gonna just say this: if you have any, because once again, Kanye kind of failed with this too. If you are in a very rocky relationship and you still decide to add your companion onto that song, knowing that shit might not work out at the end, don't set yourself up for failure for that. Because now, what if that's like your most popping song, right? You're getting platinum plaques off that shit, but it's with the person that you no longer mess with because you know, she or he cheated on you or whatever the case is. So that's like a reminder. It's just like damn, bro.
you do have. I do like. I was thinking about like Megan and Moneybag Yo. Like they was dating before, and
Yeah,
they had like a big. They had a big song at the time, but just like for 5 more minutes because I know because of time, I
right.
did want us to to get to that last topic. I did want to bring up like the Kylie Jenner. I know she's not an artist, like a rap artist, but like I have seen things on the internet in the past, back when her and Tiger was dating, and then when her and Travis got together,
Right.
people were concerned, like, is their music still gonna be the same? Are they still gonna be interested in music? I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got nervous with Travis, but he dropped Astro World and stuff like that, and you know, but I know with Tiger, some people still kind of was like, man, like. you know, they had their own opinions on that. Like, Kylie, but they're all doing big things now. Travis doing this thing and Tiger's doing his thing. So yeah.
Look, bro, I'm gonna just keep it real. Don't put your significant other on an album. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it real. Just don't put them on a project or whatever. I don't care if
I
this
feel
is
like you can. I feel like you should. I mean,
nah. Probably if this was back then, like maybe it was like the '90s or whatever. But like now, it's just like people, social media, people are gassing up other people for certain shit. I think people don't know how to handle certain things anymore because like they're so strucken by like social media antics and whatever. I mean, unless they're like above like the age 40 or whatever, then like I guess it's a different story. But like I don't know. I
Nah,
just feel like people just don't know how to handle it like that anymore.
I think you shouldn't go public. I think you shouldn't be so public with your relationship.
That
But you
too.
can put them on your album because Whitney's on Kendrick's albums.
Yeah.
She's like on damn near every one of them, I believe. But it's just people don't even. Sorry, Kendrick's fiance Whitney is on his albums, and and it's like don't nobody really talk about it that much because like she's there in a subdued way because he doesn't want to be all public about his love life,
Yeah.
which is honestly the way that niggas should do it because when you're a fucking celebrity, don't be fucking public about your love life.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that way. Like a female artist that I like is she makes different music. Her name is Solange, her Beyonce sister,
Yeah,
and yeah,
Yeah.
like she's real dope. She's private. Like nobody knows what she do. Nobody knows where she at. I mean, some people have said she's more private than Beyonce, and Beyonce is bigger than her. But it's like Solange, like you don't know anything about Solange unless she drops. Like,
mm-hmm.
and she barely posts on Instagram. I know her son, he was trying to rap at one point, but I don't know if that worked out. But other than
It
that,
probably didn't if we don't.
yeah. But other than that, you don't know nothing about Solange. Like, you
Yeah,
know. So y'all ready for this next topic or
Yeah, we can move
yeah,
on.
I'm ready.
okay? Cause of time. I think we got like 20 minutes left, less than that. Um. So all right. Now, Shaq, hopefully you have some takes on this one, but it says I want to say how SZA's running the game right now. Now, SZA in the R&B world, like even though she may not be in your daily rotation, but SZA is big in the R&B world. Now, the reason why I really brought up this topic because some people can say like, okay, well, SZA may not be the best R&B singer, but somehow, whatever she's doing, I mean, it's like I honestly feel like SZA can do a Super Bowl on her own. I mean, she's really big right now. She just had that movie. I didn't watch it. I don't know if y'all guys seen it,
No, I haven't
but
seen it yet. I'm about Christine.
but
My fucking wife saw it while she was getting her fucking hair done. So like, I guess I just gotta. I was trying to save this to watch it with her, but
yeah,
it's like,
I heard it was pretty dope. But what
yeah,
I'm saying is like I feel like even in the next 5-10 years, SZA can. I mean, she's on her way to be the legend, a modern day legend. And so, I mean, I want you to kind of start off with. I want to start off with Shaq because I know Trevor, you really tapped into SZA, and I'm gonna let you go after him. But 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 Shaq, I know you have your personal feelings about SZA, but bro, how do you think? Like, what recipe do you think she followed to be at the top of the game where where she's at now?
Would it?
You're a producer, like, what do you think she did that worked for her to be at the top now? Because she's at the top.
Uh, whatever drama she got going on at TDE and you know, I guess her changing up her style worked out for her. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, look, I'm gonna just say this. I've been listening to SZA since almost day one. When she dropped on SoundCloud and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
same.
Like from the Teen Spirit to I think it was called like I can't remember if it was Ice Attack or whatever the case is. One of those like like I followed her career for like a long time, and like I'm proud that like she's getting her blessings. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not really much as a fan as her music like I once was, because of the subject matter or whatever. I can't sit here. I can't sit here and act like she didn't work hard for herself because like a lot of people have like a lot of judgment against her, and like when you're in a situation like that, it's like how do you go about it? You know what I'm saying? And like yeah, like because I'm not about to sit here and act like if she was still talking about the stuff that she was talking about when she first started, she probably wouldn't be where she's at. You know what I'm saying? She'd probably be where somewhere like the lesser known or lesser popular R&B artists. I'm not gonna mention them because I don't want to come off disrespectful. But like she'll probably be in that time span. You know what I'm saying? So th- I feel like whatever she did to like get herself to that point, it worked out for her. Like I said, I I just like I said, like I just can't really rock with some of her newer stuff, but that's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? But all I can do is just respect the art and just hope that she continues to keep getting her blessings. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you true.
Now, I was a hater. All right, all the way until she
Still
dropped her
is.
last, all the way until she dropped her most recent album, right? Because she started working with some really great producers and started talking about other things. It's just that, like, me personally, just like Shaquille said, I'm not really big on the subject matter of the stuff that she be talking about. But when she be making them songs that are meant for hits, they be hits. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as her being on the top, I wouldn't go that far. But, like, her formula is working because she has, like, a really good foundation around her. Like, she has a good team with her. And also, she's a great songwriter, like a phenomenal songwriter.
Yeah.
So it's like all that put together, and you're focused on what the fuck you're doing. You're not fucking around. You're gonna come up with some really good shit. And she's constantly been able to do that. You know what I'm
You
saying?
you know her albums. I had to say it's like from Control to the last album she dropped. What's the name of it?
SOS
So it's I could tell she
Nirvana.
takes her. Yeah, yeah. She takes her time, and she kind of reminds me of like a female version of Travis. I don't know why. And career wise, not as like sound or whatever.
Why didn't you say she reminds you of Travis? Why you had to? Never
No,
mind.
well the reason why because no, the reason why I say that because in today's rap, a lot of artists don't take their time on albums. Like when you drop them, I mean, we were just having a future conversation. How some of those albums seem like they was rushed. Like from hearing them, but you can tell
Yeah,
like Travis got to take his time, and even with SZA, like she takes her
yeah.
time with her albums, and it's like so far as R&B, like I mean, you said she's not at the top, but I'm like, who else? I mean, like besides Beyonce, but in that
Yeah.
lane, I mean, who's topping SZA? Pause. But
Like to where like, what do you mean? Like, is she
I'm
like
talking
who's
about
like?
not the I'm not talking about on no Queen of R&B type stuff. No, because then we'll have to add every single. No, but I'm just saying as in modern today's time, like what R&B artist is bigger than SZA?
What R&B artist is like bigger like as far as like her performance and shit like that?
No, like I'm just talking about career wise. Like in today's modern today, 2025. Like what current artists, not
Oh, I didn't know
artists.
you meant it like that. I thought she meant like she was like the best.
No, 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 no. I'm not saying that because honestly, in my opinion, I think some songs the production kind of carries her vocals. Like I'm not
Yeah,
saying I don't think SZA's like the best singer. I don't think so. You know, but I don't think Summer Walker's the best singer. But I feel like they have production that helps them. That
yeah.
it kind of like intertwines. Like like it helps their vocals, but not on the acapella type stuff. But I'm just saying it's like I mean, cause you say you don't think she's the biggest modern day R&B artist, and I was
No, I meant
asking.
like I meant like I don't think she's the best. I thought you said that she's at the top. I thought she meant like she's the best. But you
No,
meant like basically
in
like
today's R&B, in today's
yeah,
R&B,
her relevancy.
she's like it used
Is
to be Summer Walker, or maybe it's just
it used to
different.
be her, it used to be like Jasmine Sullivan or fucking oh my god, what is her name? She was Victoria Monet. Like
Yeah.
they're all like pretty fucking big too. It's just that SZA's hype was also the fact that everybody was like really she was supposed to drop like for a while and she just did not drop because of label stuff and that caused like a lot of drama and stuff. So she was in the limelight for a long time because of the fact that her fans were felt like they were being fucking blue balled. But thankfully, blue balled by TDE's label because I ain't gonna lie, during that time they were fucking holding everybody's album for like whatever fucking reason. And thankfully, when she finally dropped, the album was like good. But if it wasn't, I ain't gonna lie, it wouldn't have worked out. The things wouldn't have worked out well for her. But then like
I mean,
now it's like it's also the fact that like out of every fucking artist, this and I don't even like this, but out of every artist that's on TDE, the only person that Kendrick has been like collaborating with constantly is SZA. So it's like on top of the fact that he's at the top of his respective lane and he's constantly making appearances with SZA, that's boosting up her career as well. To the point where they are doing Super Bowl appearances as the only other fucking TDE artist on that stage, which was stupid. Like I still don't like that shit, but that's just how it is. And now it's like I mean she deserves it. Like she deserves to be there. But it's just like she's getting a lot of love for a lot of different avenues and that's what's putting her up there on top of her talent. But
yeah.
I think that but I will also say that I do think that the other TDE artists deserve that shit too, but they didn't get it.
I mean, would y'all guys want a SZA and Kendrick Lamar album collab album?
Nah.
Bro, we basic no,
Nah.
not really.
Not really.
I want a fucking Black Hippie album, dog. Like I'm gonna like that's what everybody wants, but they're just not gonna get. Like he basically said it on Hot Part 6. That shit's never fucking happening. And it's like I'm not gonna I don't really believe that the other Black Hippie members aren't like pissed off about this shit. Where it's like, damn, this nigga really just he must not have really fucked with us if he's just like not not just musically. Obviously, like they're fucking family, you know. But like the fact of the matter is that Super Bowl thing, I think the other should have been there at least performing a verse or something.
Who?
The other TDE member, the other Black Hippie members.
Schoolboy Q, shit, J Rock.
Yeah, Schoolboy, J Rock, Av.
Wait. Y'all feel like they should have been at the Super Bowl?
I'm not.
With
Oh, Trevin, you go ahead, go first, because I have my.
I'm not saying okay. I'm not saying that that like the spot is like definitely there, like that they deserve it
Yeah.
because like. But what I'm saying is that like, if there was a time for like everybody since he left TDE, I'm saying the only person that he is collaborating with since he left TDE is SZA. That's what I'm saying, and that's even to this day. Like he's like been on what like 3 appearances with her since, and now they're doing a tour together. But there's no other like TDE artists like a part of that.
I mean, this is what I'm gonna say. This I'm gonna just I know Shaq was saying something, but I'm gonna just add this little quick thing. Most artists, that's why a lot of rappers don't like to sign to other artists because sometimes artists tend to push. Uh, and I know TDE is not Kendrick's label, but
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's like sometimes labels tend to push their biggest artists. Like, but Shaq, what you think? What you think? Like, you feel like Schoolboy Q, J Rock, all them guys should have been
I
at the
feel
Super Bowl?
like because I will say this because it since I've been listening to all them guys for like a long ass time 20 I want to say like 2012 2013 and then even when I went back and listened to like their older songs and watched older music videos the chemistry was like right there, bro. Like they had a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
yeah,
like it's like I'm not saying that like oh man it would have been nice if they was all at the Super Bowl or whatever. Like yeah, it would have been nice, but we know this music politics shit. Like we know how that shit goes. So it's just like even though it would have been nice, like it probably wouldn't have had happened because like Kendrick is the bigger artist. But just imagine, in a perfect world, if the Black Hippie album did come out. You know what I'm saying? What if
Hmm.
what if they did have more collaborations? What if Absol and Kendrick did have more collaborations, or Rock or Q, or whatever the case is, and it probably would have not necessarily saying that like they needed that boost, but it would have been nice. And ain't no telling if more, because like, all right, like J Rock for example, right? His last album was Redemption. He wrote some of the singles for J Rock, and I don't even think J Rock is really tripping because he was just having fun. And some of them songs they managed to get plaques off that shit because Kendrick, he kind of stepped in and wrote for his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing wrong with that. But just imagine it's just like, okay, I'm not saying that he needed to roll for Q or anybody else like that, but just the fact that like you know, that if they just had more, like if they just had like collaborated on more shit, all of them could have been eating, including Scissor too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, because the way how I look at it, like if I had a label, I want, and like I got label mates or whatever. I'm and like I and if I have like a bond with them niggas, the one thing I want to do is make sure that everybody fucking eats. Yes, we're grown people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I'm not supposed to give you it's not like I'm giving you a handout or anything, but just like, hey bro, like let's just link up. Let's just see what some magic can happen. You know what I'm saying? Because like in a sense, like it maybe it would put them in the spotlight a little more. TDE could have been like the most popping label right now, so we wouldn't have to be hearing about no fucking OVO, no Young Money. Like we wouldn't have to worry about that shit. Like TDE could have been, TDE was supposed to be like the TDE Mafia, like what the niggas said they was on. You know what I'm saying? But it never
Yeah.
got to that point because for some reason, mid after 2015, that shit just did not happen.
Bro, the last time them niggas appeared on the Kendrick album was the deluxe of fucking Good Kid, Mad City, bro.
Yeah,
Any of
and
them niggas.
yeah, so it's just like that's just my thing. Like I'm just saying all of them could have ate. You know what I'm saying? If they had
Yeah.
bro, remember back then when like labels used to have like label albums? Remember when Young Money had like an album? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so why can't we fucking good music? They had Cruel Summer. You know what I'm saying? Maybach Music has Self Made Volume 1 through 3. You know what I'm saying? Rich Gang, fucking YSL. They had their albums. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I,
just like,
I mean,
what's up?
no, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought I was on mute.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like why can't TD have like a label on 'em? Because they used to have labeled projects, mixtapes and shit like that. I don't know if there was ever official or not, but like just imagine if we had like let's say I'm going to assume like 2019 or 2020 we had a TDE label album with Dot, I about to say cheesy, with Dot, Rock, Q, Soul, Ray Vaughn,
Isaiah Rashad.
Isaiah Rashad, Zakari, SZA, and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? I guess Dochi later on. Whenever she,
Absol.
yeah, I already said Soul. Calm down
Oh, you
now.
did?
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
did. I said Soul.
I said my bad, bitch. I didn't say no, you did it.
Nigga, old bro. Anywho, so it's like, so
You
like,
the one that heard me wrong. Yeah. Yeah, we
so
saying?
so like, imagine if we had like a label fucking album or whatever, or even after when Kendrick did from TDE, just like West Coast reunion, whatever the fucking case is. You know what I'm saying? That shit would have been fucking nice. It would have been
I,
nice.
I mean, okay, because I was hearing people say this, and I'm looking at the time, Shaq. I know you gotta go, but
We're good.
I
We're good.
I mean I've heard people even say this, like, hey, well, Wayne would have did the Super Bowl. He could have brought out, the Hot Boys, and I was like, no disrespect. Like, I know that they was real big when I was, probably before I was born. Like, they had like the early 2000s thing, but it's like now people really wanting that. Like, is it only a small select group of people that are asking for that reunion to happen. Like at the same time, if he would have went and did the Super Bowl, he would have probably brought out two artists that are relevant. And I'm not trying to disrespect BG and Turk and all those guys, but at the same time, on a mainstream audience level, that's what I think. I mean, yeah, it would be nice, but on a mainstream level, I would understand why. Like, okay, nah, we ain't bringing the Hot Boys out. Like, yeah, that would be dope, but at the same time, we talking about mainstream, and I understand where y'all coming from, but like, I always like to think mainstream when I had these type of conversations because are the mainstream audience really checking for a lot of those artists? And honestly, I'll say SZA earned it.
No, yeah, she
I,
did.
I think she earned it. And even with the Lil Wayne situation, did even with the Lil Wayne situation, BG and Turk, do they really earn that spot?
Hey, so
You know, huh?
check this out. Check this out. Here's a
You
little.
say yes?
No, 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 no. I didn't say anything. I said check this out. This is
Okay.
some history, right? You so you probably didn't notice, but J Rock was bigger than Kendrick before. You know, at one point, right? Now,
Hmm.
just hear me out. Hear me out. There's no such thing as just focusing on mainstream because everybody has to start off somewhere, right? Everybody has to start off somewhere. So with that now, I get what you're saying, but all I'm saying is since they were already big, like at least each the only one I know that didn't really had no radio hits was Absol, you know, because the type of music he makes or whatever. Like granted, yeah, he was on GTA, but that's a different story. But the thing is, like, they all of them were already big. You know what I'm saying? Or at least like they were at least on some type of mainstream level. You know what I'm saying? Because I do remember I heard You Ain't Know It remix with Black Hippie. You know what I'm saying? This was like
Hmm.
2013. I do remember hearing it on the radio at one point. Maybe not all the time, but I do remember hearing it on the radio at one point. And regardless with all that, bro, all of them could at least went like hand in hand with something, because even Kendrick said it himself, like Absol was the one that kind of like pushed him to like make like his verses like a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's not like he needs to be thankful for this and that. But what I'm saying is like, okay, Trevin put me on producing. Let's do a collab album. You know what I'm saying? If I have more of the subscribers or whatever, but he was the one that put me on. I was just like, hey, let's do a collab, and it works out both in our favor because he could put me on to more music, and I could share I could put on my audience with his stuff, and then everybody can link up and just do some extra
that's
shit.
what I'm saying,
You know what
bro.
I'm
That's
saying?
exactly what I'm saying. That would have helped out every fucking body.
Yeah,
Yes, people know people would have at least heard like more material because I guarantee you these niggas are not half these niggas never even heard a Soul Burger, bro. And if that shit, I was Soul Burger was out like after the before the Super Bowl, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if he performed one of his songs from that album, like that song would have been enough at least for him. You
yeah,
feel me?
I mean, honestly, like when it comes to like rap labels, like or labels in general, a lot of these top artists they don't even want to work with guys if they feel like it. Like for example, like the Migos, they didn't want to work with Yachty. They didn't. They felt like he wasn't on his level. And then it's like the same. Like Wayne got a million artists on Young Money, and I'm not saying like I'm not trying to compare Young Money to TDE, but I'm just saying it's like Wayne ain't giving features out like that. So some of these guys feel like, hey, if you want that feature, you got to earn it. And I know that sounds bad because yeah, we homies, and I know Shaq is a producer, and I'm rapping like, hey, bro, let's you may be bigger than me, but let's collaborate. It can help out both of us. But some of these guys, like, hey, like, look, are like, you know, if if I feel like you're not on that level, I don't want to work with you, like, because how is it going to benefit me? So honestly,
The
I'm
talent.
not saying I'm not saying that's how Kendrick. I'm not saying that's how Kendrick think, but I'm saying is that's why some artists that are the biggest at the label, You know, I mean, like this what happened. Fetty Wap and Young Thug was signed to the same label. The label was pushing more Fetty Wap, and then when Fetty Wap got cold, then the executive of 300 Entertainment started running around with Young Thug. It's like because Fetty Wap got cold. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's what some of these labels do is that they just focus on the biggest artists, and sometimes the bigger artists get big headed and say, "Hey, well, when you come up to where I'm at, then we can do a song together." So sucks, but
I don't think that's what happened though with Kendrick and TDE.
okay. So I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then we can close. All right. So, with people saying that if Lil Wayne would have did the Super Bowl, do y'all feel like the Hot Boys would have earned that spot with Lil
No,
Wayne?
he would have just brought out Drake and Nicki and called
No,
it a
but
day.
no, but no, but there was a conversation. I don't know if y'all remember it. Uh,
No, I know.
even even Turk was talking about it. Like
Yeah.
Turk was kind of feeling like, man, if maybe they would have went on. Do you feel like the Hot Boys earned that spot?
I mean, with it being in New Orleans, I believe so. That like, but that's not how that really works in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl. It's the
yeah. You
problem.
don't just. It's not about who you cool with. It's about
Yeah.
like who's in your playing field. It's not about like, oh, you can bring your cousin out to the Super Bowl. It don't work like that. So,
Right.
Shaquille, what about you? Do you feel like the Hot Boys would have earned that spot?
Um, yes and no, but it's a good thing you brought that up because I was gonna mention that they did have like I don't know if it was like a tour or a concert or something. I think they was having like somewhat of a reunion or whatever with the Hot Boys
Mm-hmm.
and Wayne was there, and people was enjoying it. I mean, besides Birdman sleeping on the studio, I mean on the stage or whatever, but people was enjoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think if it was for like a Super Bowl moment, especially New Orleans, that it would have went off. It would have went off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like I'm not look, I'm not the biggest. Oh, here we go. Look, listen. I'm not the biggest Hot Boys listener. Like that was beyond my period too. But like yes, people. I'm not saying they want an album. They probably would just want them seeing linked up all over again, especially at the Super Bowl and whatever singles that they had during that time, especially with Juvenile and his his single, Wayne with his singles and whatever Hot Boy singles that it was. It probably would have went crazy, and we probably wouldn't be hearing about no. Oh man, oh the Kendrick show was ass and this and that, whatever. People probably would have enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when it comes to the Super Bowl, and then we can move forward. We can just like end after this. But I just think I kind of when I think about the Super Bowl, I also think from a political standpoint. I don't think about what would make me feel good or what would I like to see. I mean, politically, I mean because these are politicians who sign off on all this. So like, there's a whole process when it comes to this. Like, it's very gentrified, and it's like I know a chance of that happening may be very low because, like, the people that's making the decision for the Super Bowl to come together are not people that look like us. Like, people say Jay Z, but bro, Jay Z probably have no control over this stuff, you know. But I mean, honestly, excuse me, but honestly, I just think that like on a mainstream level, it just wouldn't make sense when he could do Drake or Nicki. But but I digress.
Well, yeah. I think like I think mm, it kind of just depends on like what Wayne would want to do because he has like options. To be honest, that's what it seems like.
And then when Wayne wasn't even trying to work with the Hot Boys at first. I mean, they patched things up, but at first when they were doing the shows, he would do his set, walk off, and go home, and then they'll have to finish the rest. Now they back cool again, but you know, I
Wayne,
don't know.
Oh, I ain't even know it
the
was
only thing
like
I
that.
can just think of that Wayne would have just probably he probably would have had Nicki, maybe Drake. I'm just gonna say maybe, depending how things if the beef wasn't involved, probably him and probably that's about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But if it was up to, I mean,
I mean, Drake is enough. Like Nicki and Drake is
yeah,
enough.
yeah. But I think if Wayne and Hot Boys was like were like I'm not saying they're not in good terms, but like if they were in better terms without all the drama behind everything that was going on, he probably would have had them on there too.
Yeah.
At least for me, just for
But
nostalgia.
do the artists can they even make that decision on who they could
Of
pick?
yeah. Of course,
I
it's their
mean,
performance.
honestly, respect to Wayne. I don't even think he would have went with that. Honestly,
Well,
like
it
like Wayne would have probably went
Yeah.
with Nicki, and I would say maybe Drake, but I don't even know their stance right now. But I mean, in a perfect world, yes, the Hot Boys, but our politicians really gonna be down with that stuff, like on a mainstream
Girl,
level.
you working with some ass shit. Nah.
I mean, they would have just cleaned up some of the songs. You acting like they made like some vile songs or something like that. All they had to do
I
was
mean,
they would.
but I'm saying is, do y'all? But when it comes to earning that spot, I mean, y'all think those guys earn that spot?
They have 15 minutes worth of hits.
Bro,
They definitely do.
without Hot Boys, there would have been no Wayne.
It's a that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. It's like
Uh,
the thing is like we're it's in a the way that it seems is like you kind of make it seem like the Hot Boys didn't really do that much, but like
I,
they
I'm not saying they didn't do that much, but I just feel like honestly, if Wayne was to ever do the Super Bowl, well, he said he'll never do it because they didn't pick him.
right.
But if he was to ever, but I don't know if he may change his mind because Wayne have said many of things that change his mind. But at the same time, to me, it would make more sense if he was to have Nicki or Drake or both of them. You know, Tiger. I don't know about Tiger.
He bring out two chains.
Well,
No,
let me
You
no.
don't you don't think he'd bring
let
out
me
two
mention one
chains?
more thing because like yeah, we the time got to end.
Yeah.
Duan, question for you: have you listened to the Hot Boys?
Look, I know you're trying to school me, but yes, I have. I mean, honestly, it's like, look, my opinion on it. I know about the Hot Boys. I know about Juvenile, and yes, that album 400 Degrees is hands down a classic. I mean, I'm familiar with their music,
Mm-hmm.
but that is not gonna change my opinion, bro. It's not.
Okay, okay.
The thing is like yes, it would be a bigger move to have Drake and Nicki there, but the Hot Boys can also carry a 15-minute performance if they were also there. That's just I think that's what the consensus is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but y'all, this I know this is a very short stream, but we were trying to get to. I didn't even get to get on to the Alchemist one. We'll say that one for the next
Mm-hmm.
stream. Until then, we'll see y'all again next Wednesday morning, same time. And until then, y'all have a good weekend. I mean, a good week and good
Love,
weekend,
peace, and
and
chicken
take it
grease.
easy.